Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Martin GK show. I hope that everybody is safe and well with current circumstances. Got a really good show for you. We're trying to keep you guys as up to date with the brand as we possibly can, and we're also looking to keep bringing you new products. And I'll be talking to different people as the weeks go by on series 2 of my show here on Instagram. Like I say, I'm live every single Monday evening at 7 p.m. If you can't hear me for any reason or any issues, just put comments in the box below, and we will make sure that we can rectify any issues that we may have. Hello, loads of people joining us. Jack Hadley is joining this evening's show. He'll be with me in around 5 minutes time, and we're going to be talking all things goalkeeper coaching. Jack is a coach with the AB1 GK Academy, and I'm really looking forward to joining Jack. He's going to be giving some top tips for you guys during lockdown, but also as we come out of lockdown and we start to progress towards that back end of the season. I've also got some products that I'm going to be showcasing shortly. But to start the show as per normal, I want to kick it off and have a recap on what our sponsored goalkeepers have been up to here at AB1 GK. Things have been getting very complicated in the EFL, where many games have been postponed due to COVID-19. It was a busy weekend, however, though, for the AB1 GK family. Wycombe Wanderers, though, their game was cancelled with a visit to Queen's Park Rangers, so there was no game for Ryan Alsop. Asmir Begovic and AFC Bournemouth were on a double programme this week. First, they played Millwall in a midweek game, which was originally a Boxing Day fixture. However, that was played midweek last week, and it ended with a 1-1 draw, despite an unbelievable performance once again from our Asmir Begovic. Saturday, Bournemouth were in action again. Luton Town visited the Vitality Stadium, and the hosts were unfortunately down to 10 men for pretty much an hour of the game. Jefferson Llama's controversial sending off made things a little easier for Luton Town, and they took all 3 points in the end, unfortunately. An on-loan Leicester midfielder, Drewsbury Hall, scored from the edge of the area. Asmir, however, was in fine form again. He made 3 really good saves at the start of the second half, and he kept the scoreline down really, because the saves were really good at a key moment in the game as well. You can see these saves over on our Facebook page, where AFC Bournemouth TV put out a video at the weekend, and we've shared that content. In League One, we witnessed another battle of AB1 GK. George Long was in goal for Hull City and Chris Maxwell for Blackpool. The game finished 1-1. Reece Burke was sent off for Hull City late in the game, putting them down to 10 men, but Blackpool keep their mid-table position, while Hull City are still in a really good situation and chasing those promotion places. Up in Scotland, Ryan Fulton kept a clean sheet this weekend, and one was the key players for his Hamilton academical side in a draw at home with Dundee United. Over in Thailand, all the games, including Michael Folksgaard's True Bangkok United, were unfortunately postponed. In other news at AFC Bournemouth, they have today signed Jack Wilshere on a short-term contract to the end of the season, so a great bit of business there, non-goalkeeping related for AFC Bournemouth. I am stood this evening because, and I'm a little bit further away from the camera, because I'm going to be showcasing some products that I want to try and give as much coverage as I possibly can. We will feature them on the YouTube channel as well. So we're going to give a little bit of a lowdown of what's come in here at AB1 GK in the last 7 days. And then I will be joined by Jack Hadley. So we've had a collection of luggage from AB1 GK. It's a nice little collection of elite product. It's phenomenal as well. Really nice pieces. we've got a backpack which is just launched. This is actually my backpack as well. This is the new Elite backpack, which is £25. Really nice colourway with a slate grey, black branding there as well with the AB1 logo in silver, like the slate grey, and there's loads of compartments in it. A fleece compartment at the front there of the backpack, and there's 2 compartments as well, and the main compartment's fairly big. It's hard to show it off. And then inside you've got 2 little areas, one for your mobile phone. You may want one for hand sanitizer, which I've got in mine. And in the back you have another nice area. You could also put your boots in there as well if you wanted to. And in the back there you've got a nice fleeced area. Works really well for a MacBook or maybe a laptop, iPad. It's really nice for work actually. I've been using this into the office. And there's another nice compartment in there as well. So it's a really nice garment, and it has a nice mesh area there to put your keys possibly in. There's one also the other side. So value for money, this is a really nice product. Like I said, it's £25, and it's now available on the AB1GK website. They're available for next day delivery if you're in the UK, and they're shipping worldwide on that product. So the AB1GK backpack is now available. Also in that collection there's 2 other garments, and that being the glove bag as well, which is a really nice glove bag. It's a nice size, it's got a really nice handle to it, and this is £15, so it's very good value for money. A nice zipper there as well, really nice to put your car keys in. I've been using this to put my paperwork in to go to the office. Also my daily book goes in there as well, and it's great. You'll get 3-4 pairs of gloves in there comfortably, but it's got the AB1 branding in it, the slate grey with the black as well. It's a really tidy, nice product. Again, it's now available on the AB1 GK website. They've all got a nice little ticket on as well, so there's a nice Italian flag there with the AB1 logo, and powered by Goalkeepers detail on there as well. So it's a very nice glove wallet, this one. And to complete that collection, we have the Elite kit bag as well, which is again just come into store. It's a really nice size, really large compartment in there. You've got a little fleeced area for keys, wallet, maybe a mobile phone, and it's a nice size as well. It's a really tidy bag. It's got a zipper on the end with a nice pocket on the end there, and also another compartment a bit like the backpack, a mesh area there where you can put bits and bobs in. Might want to put your hand sanitizer in there, face covering, maybe even a drink from match day. It's got the handles, hope you can see this well, and then you've got the put it on your shoulder as well. So it is a really nice product. So that is the AB1 GK kit bag, and that is at £30. So that covers the kit bags and all the new Elite luggage that we've had in. They're all made from 600D nylon as well, so they're made of a really nice product there. So that wraps up the latest product that we've got here at AB1GK. I'm shortly going to be joined by Jack Hadley. I'm going to pop my earpods in so I can hear Jack, who's going to, I think he's here waiting to speak to me now. So we're looking forward to Jack joining us. And Goalkeeper coaching and training. I'm also going to grab a seat to sit down. And I want you guys to get involved as well today, so jump on as well and ask any questions as we go along. Hope you've all enjoyed looking at that luggage that we've just had in. Some really nice pieces of product there, so hope you've enjoyed that. Jack, let me know if I can hear you all right. I can't hear Jack, but let's have a quick look. Jack, I can hear you.
Hi Martin, how are you?
Yeah, very well, mate. Thank you very much for coming on this evening.
No, pleasure, pleasure.
Hope you enjoy looking at the luggage as well while you're on the show.
I did, yes. I have to get a few bits of them.
There's some nice pieces there.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, really nice bits. I want you to just introduce yourself, if you would, Jack. You work for the AB1 GK Academy. Talk to me about yourself and what you do and what you do.
So obviously I met Asmir, I think about 3 years ago, doing some coaching for him, and then sort of this opportunity came around to run the academy here in Cobham, which has been going for 18 months now. So I joined that, and that's how I sort of met Asmir, and then alongside my role at Chelsea, which is working with the academy goalies from 11 to 12 really.
Okay, so at Chelsea as well.
So it's football all week.
Brilliant. How long have you been a goalkeeping coach for, Jack?
I started early, I think when I was about 16. I think I'd done my level 1 coaching about 16, 17. So, but properly I'd say probably since 18. So about, what am I now, nearly 26, so nearly 8 years, yeah.
Brilliant. So the AB1 GK Academy, when was that launched, Jack?
So Asmir's obviously started his own one in Bosnia, the first one, and then our one was the second one, and that was in September 2019. And obviously he's just launched the third one in Germany, I think, September just gone.
Awesome. And how's the academy going here in England? Obviously we've got lockdown at the moment. But how was it going prior to the lockdown?
Yeah, so we was based at a school in the first year, and we recently moved to Cobham Football Club and got a really good partnership with them. And our numbers have doubled over the first year. So we've got about 25 goalkeepers now on a regular basis, on a Monday and a Wednesday. And then on a Friday evening, we've got a senior group, which I'm sure some people might have seen on the academy pages. We've had Asmir come down, join in the sessions, and then we've had Petr Cech. We're really fortunate as well to join in a couple. So that's been really positive.
Wow. What was it like working with Petr Cech?
As you can imagine, everyone's just trying to score, but the insight he gave the boys on the detail of how they move, the details of what he was looking for when he played, and obviously I think just 2 or 3 little bits that everyone took away hopefully improved their game tenfold. That's
pretty incredible to have someone like Cech come along, and obviously Asmir as well. These guys are playing at the very, very highest level. The advice and input they must be given must be totally invaluable.
Yeah, even for me, like just standing there being a part of it, just picking up little bits on what they look for and what the real details that make them better, like I say, whether it's their movement, any bits off the pitch, like their mental training, physical training, all the bits you don't really get to ask unless we're very fortunate to be in that environment, and where we're based in Cobham as well.
Yeah, and you talk about your coaching. Were you a goalkeeper originally, Jack, before you went into coaching?
I still play now with my friends. We've got a local team on a Saturday, but I never really played at any high level. It was more just regularly. And then, I just fell in love with coaching. Fortunate to have some good goalkeeper coaches previously. And then, sort of went from there, really.
Jack, talk to me about the coaches that you had prior. There's obviously every coach is usually mentored by somebody, or there's somebody that they spend a lot of time speaking to. Is there anyone in particular that's playing a big influence in your coaching with AB1 GK?
Yeah, I think previously, I went to an academy when I was younger called Keeps Academy. It was based in Surrey. It was run by Les Cleveley. I'm sure most people who know goalkeeping will know Les. I think he's currently working out, I could be wrong, but in Bangladesh, I think it's something at the moment. And obviously Stuart Searle, who was with him, who now is a ladies goalkeeper coach at Chelsea. So them two, I think, had a big impact on me when I was younger. When I did like a college program with Chelsea, Stuart was the goalkeeper coach for a large period of that. And so that was sort of the first insight I sort of got into coaching and thought, I quite enjoy this.
Yeah, no, you're getting some nice comments as well. Great coach. Someone's popped on the feed already. That's my dream.
Boys on there.
Yeah, Mark's put on there. Lucky, that's my dream to obviously train with Petr and Asmir. There's some nice comments coming in. Hello from South Africa. Thank you for joining us from South Africa. We get people, Jack, join us from all over the world. So this is really, really good. Rio Barrett has asked, is there going to be an academy on the Isle of Wight? Never know. We're back, the warehouse is here, so you just never know what may pop up.
Exactly.
Jack, I want to sort of give some top tips to the young guys, certainly people like Rio that are tuning in this evening. There's a lot of young lads. Not everyone's privileged to work with goalkeeping coaches. The people that are not,
what sort of tips would you give them for sort of, there might be the lockdown at the moment and they've only got the opportunity to train with their dad. How would you go and research sessions to put on? If you want to put like a half hour, an hour session on, what would you kind of recommend?
Yeah, what we've been saying to the boys and girls in the academy, even to the older boys in the senior group, is now is obviously a difficult time for everyone, especially football-wise, because you're not going to get that match time and that real intensity of training. So you've got to sort of replicate that in other ways. So we've been doing a lot of hand-eye coordination sessions with tennis balls, ping pong balls, footballs, just to improve the vision and reaction time. So we've been doing that inside. I've literally been doing that since last March. So yeah, we've been doing little things like that. We've been doing little fitness sessions, so improving the core as a goalkeeper. Obviously, it's really important to have a strong core when you're going up for crosses, diving at players. So yeah, we've been trying to maintain the whole body as well physically. But even sort of the mental training on a sort of like goal setting, things like that. So when you come back, what are your targets? How can you improve during lockdown? It's been a really good test for goalkeepers to improve the things maybe we overlook sometimes, because you can be so focused on the techniques and matches and sort of your prep through the week. So this has been a good chance for that. But I think for anyone else, if they're looking to do it, it's sort of analysing your own game first and then, yeah, just going through the basics. But we always say repetition. So whatever you're doing, make sure it's consistent.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, to be fair. Like really, really good tips there. I think, like you're saying, lockdown in these times where you can't go out and play and it's harder to train, just to focus on other areas of your game. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, I've just seen Christogram 1066. That's my old PE teacher from school. So he's just joined.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it.
I'm sure.
So many people join into the show and chatting. Guys, if you want to get involved as well, anyone that's tuning in, you got any questions for Jack this evening? He's a top goalkeeping coach. Please send them in. We are more than happy to put questions to Jack as the evening goes. So yeah. There you go. So I want to talk to you about. Obviously, we'll talk a bit more about coaching in a minute. During your lifetime in goalkeeping, is there any particular goalkeepers that you've really admired and looked up to? Anyone that you kind of like maybe modelled your game on or you're coaching on?
I don't know. Yeah, I think my sort of first sort of period of where I was looking at goalkeepers and realising a bit more about like how difficult a job it was sort of that 2003, 2006, sort of when I was like 10, 11, where I really started looking at goalkeepers. My first sort of two were Kudicini and Cech. Obviously being a Chelsea fan, Kudicini I thought was unbelievable. And then when Cech came along, I thought he's got to be something special to replace him. And obviously the long run he was. Obviously I watched Asmir. Since I've known him, I've watched him a lot. And when he went to Milan, I started watching Serie A a lot because Buffon was probably my all-time sort of idol or someone I look up to. Yeah. I think he had everything and he still does obviously now. Was he 42 and he's still going? So that's incredible. But yeah, sort of those would be my top four. Ben Foster as well is another one. People are probably going to say that just because of his new YouTube channel I've said that, but yeah. I've been watching Ben Foster for years and yeah, really like the way he plays.
Yeah, I have too. Like Ben Foster's someone that I remember, sort of at the very start of his career and working through. I think that YouTube channel has been a great insight for any young goalkeeper, hasn't it? Just an insight into what a professional does. Yeah. I've loved it. I don't know about you. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've got it subscribed, so every time it comes through. Obviously, I think at the moment he's out of a broken finger, so he hasn't done a video for a while. But yeah, that, like you say, the insight off the pitch, the stuff that obviously professional footballers are very fortunate with the job they get to do, but there's a lot of work that goes into that. And obviously you see like the nutrition side, pre-game, the gym work they do, how he manages his body, obviously being a little bit older, and all the technical work. So it is really good. And obviously the pressures of playing at the top level, even the championship, you see that one or two mistakes is crucified, but then when it goes right, really, really good.
Yeah, it can be really tough, can't it, the championship? What a division that is. Asmir's been in some incredible form this season, hasn't he, for Bournemouth, since his return from Italy.
Yeah, incredible. I think was it the QPR game? They won 3-2 at home, I think it was. He made that save on the goal line. Yeah, and just the way he covers the goal is ridiculous. Like the one-on-one save against Millwall the other day, I think from Jeb Wallace, he came out and stood up, and I thought, hey, he's got a lot of room there, and he just stuck out a leg. But yeah, no, yeah, he's been incredible for them. And obviously we're hoping that Bournemouth can come back up this season.
Yeah, hopefully they can push. Big signing for them today in Jack Wilshere to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Good bit of business that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I literally saw that as well, just before I come on. I thought that's a really good bit of business. Hopefully, obviously, he's had his injury problems, but if he stays fit, it's a great addition to their midfield.
Jack, I'm going to get the viewers involved now because we've got a few questions coming through. Ben Thomas, hi Ben, he joins us most weeks. Jack, you've worked with the likes of Cech and Asmir, who have played for many years. However, the role of a goalkeeper has changed since they made their debuts. Did their sessions show a change of style?
Oh yeah, it was interesting. So yeah, the sessions sort of, obviously you know David Coles as well. So David Coles done the session with myself and Asmir, and he sort of led that, and it was focused on distribution. And even then you could see Asmir and how he moved the ball and different ranges of striking the ball and techniques was really impressive. So obviously they're having to adapt their games, and I think the session, like I say, we was fortunate enough to have Petter down. I sort of led that based on reactions. So he would show how he moved around the goal and how if he dropped off, that gave him more reaction time. But obviously that opened up the goal. So the little details around that. But I definitely think now the role of the goalkeeper, how it's changed. I think like Alisson is probably the top example I always use. I know everyone talks about Liverpool, but how calm he is, that's his biggest asset, I think, because he can change his game. He can deal with crosses, he can distribute the ball well, and he can obviously save shots. So being able to adapt, I think that's the biggest test for any goalkeeper nowadays.
He's a proper all-round goalkeeper, isn't he, Alisson?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, like before he went to Roma, I didn't know too much about him, but obviously when they signed him for a lot of money, they were going, he better be good, but he's just so calm. He just looks like nothing phases him.
Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed watching him. One of my favourites at the moment, for sure. There's loads of questions coming in for you, Jack. We don't often get this, but this is brilliant. Keep them coming, guys. I've got Ian Thomas has asked, what advice would you give to my son? He's 8 and he's playing at the MK Dons Academy. Brilliant.
Obviously enjoy it. I think, especially with academy football, there's obviously that end goal and everyone's always hoping get to the professional, and obviously that's obviously everyone's dream. But in that period, just enjoy it and keep playing. It's really cliche just saying that, but I think obviously the experience you get from playing matches week in, week out, and obviously good coaching at MK Dons in the academy is vital. But figure out the style. I think that's a question I get asked a lot is, what should I do to improve? It obviously adapts to yourself, so your style might be completely different to the other goalkeepers at MK Dons, but just focus on what your strengths are and keep improving them, and maybe what areas you need to work on. I hope that sort of answered it.
Yeah, it's really good advice. Like, really good advice. JPD, GK, he's asked, what is your top tips for working on distribution?
So I think for me, I always go off 3 things. So the first bit is the movement to receive the ball. So depending where you're playing the ball, you obviously want to have more time. So if you're moving out of goal, so laterally, dropping across, making an angle. And then your first touch always wants to be in front. So I say keep yourself square. So your first touch in front. So you give yourself more options to play left foot, right foot, and obviously your range of passing. Because if you get caught sort of facing one way, you've only got one way out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So probably, you're scanning first of all, movement to receive the ball, and then your first touch and your passing decision.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jack. I've got another one here. This is from, I think it was from your school teacher, actually. Jack, you used to be great at shot stopping and reaction timing particularly. Do you find goalkeepers need new, different skills in the modern game?
Yeah, I still think that's a big part of it, but I think it happens less now. I think when you watch the elite clubs, Champions League, goalkeepers probably getting 1, 2, maybe 3 shots a game. And then it's obviously vital. I think I love doing reaction work with different bits of equipment, like I say, tennis balls, ping pong balls, just to train the eye how to see the ball. I think in the modern game now, it's more important than ever because, like I say, you might only have 1 or 2 shots, and that's a big skill that people, I think, sometimes underappreciate. You always hear the commentators go, "Oh, it was straight at him," or "It's just hit him," but that's not always the case. You have to put yourself in that position, and that is repetition. I'm sure if you ask Asmir, he would have done hundreds and hundreds of times moving from one position into another, what part of the hand to use to tip the ball over or catch it. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. But I think in the modern game, you're probably seeing it less, but it's even more important.
That's a really good answer. You mentioned early on you worked with David Coles in some sessions you did. What a great coach David is. You must love your time with him because his enthusiasm for the game is quite incredible. He's a good friend of ours. Talk to me about your time working with David.
It was unbelievable. I think it came about, I think Colsey was at England at the time, and obviously that job had just ended and he was sort of looking for his next challenge, but he came down to help us. I thought we'd only have him for about 2-3 weeks because of how high caliber coach he is, obviously working with the likes of Rob Green, David James, Asmir. And then he ended up staying for about a good 4 or 5 months it was during the summer, just where that sort of lockdown break where he was allowed to train before it happened again. And sessions were unbelievable. The detail, like there were bits in the coaching sessions that I was coaching and maybe I'd overlooked 1 or 2 things and he'd spot it, then he'd come in. So it was great having another set of eyes, but the experience he has, but also the way the sessions were delivered, they were still that new style of goalkeeping, but the points were so good and so detailed, and his manner of coaching was great. The kids loved him.
It's great for you as well. Now, I'm guessing you're taking stuff that he's putting on and putting into your sessions, and just those little elements that you can pull through for your academy guys. Yeah,
and I love the fact he'll probably laugh if I say this, but he always took the session plan out with him. And he wasn't afraid to have a look at it and go, yeah, you know what, we'll change that. And he was so good at adapting it for the goalkeeper we had, because obviously you have a session plan, but for each goalkeeper, the points are different. And he was amazing. That was one of the things I took away.
Jack, I've got some more questions I'm going to put your way now. They're coming in thick and fast. What's the one thing that you work on with goalkeepers the most?
Well, I try to sort of have a balanced view on it, working on all sort of the core things. So dealing with crosses, shot stopping, footwork and handling, distribution, physical parts of the game. And then obviously reactions is a big one I like to cover, but we try and make it balanced. So we've got like a syllabus for Asmir's Academy, which we rotate round, but we don't put the same sessions on. It might be the same topic, but we try to create a whole new session so that obviously there's no sort of boredom in there for the goalkeepers, but they're still working on the fundamentals really.
In terms of a session, so what sort of time period is that? Is that over an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, or?
Yeah, so for the academy boys, we do 5 till 6, 6 till 7, 7 till 8 on a Monday and a Wednesday, and then on a Friday we have a 5 till 6, and then a 6 till 7:30 for the senior goalies. That's anyone from 16 to 35. So we haven't had a 35-year-old yet, but yeah.
You just never know, do you? There's more questions here. I'm going to try and get as many in as I can. Ben has asked, Jack, do you encourage your keepers to play from the back, or does it depend again on the individual?
I think that's a mixture. That's obviously the individual's capabilities, but also the team you play for. I think I was when I first playing out from the back came about, I was like, because I haven't got a left foot. Anyone knows me tells you I haven't got a left foot, because I didn't work on it when I was younger, and I wish I did now, because it's so important. But I think I encourage it now because I see it a lot within academy football and grassroots football. Everyone wants to do it. Obviously, you see it in the top football, and it's great when it goes right. But I remember watching Ben Foster's YouTube video where he tried to play out too calmly, ended up giving the goal away, and his message was clear that sometimes you have got to mix it up. So, yeah, I definitely love watching it, and I encourage goalkeepers to do it. But it's then training that decision making.
Yeah, so important. So important.
Sorry,
Wow,
sorry if I waffle on it.
No, this is brilliant. But these are the lives that are awesome, because you're to give the advice you're giving is brilliant for these young guys. What I am going to do is I'm going to record this back and put it onto YouTube as well. So if anyone misses it, we'll make sure it's on YouTube and it'll be available on the Instagram TV, and we'll get a lot of watch backs, because lives like this are brilliant, Jack. So thank you for your time. I've got a few more questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, I've got loads of time. Go on.
Right, we've got George has asked us, what was the hardest challenge, Jack, you faced to get in? Hold it, let me repeat that. So, what is the hardest challenge, Jack, you faced getting to where you are in coaching now?
That's a difficult question. That I think opportunity is always a difficult one, because there's probably loads of coaches who've got more knowledge and more playing experience than I have. but sometimes it is right place, right time. And I was very fortunate that the stuff that came up with Asmir sort of came through Chelsea, partly of someone I knew there. So I was fortunate with that. But yeah, I think the challenge is sort of getting your style across, because now there's so many goalkeeper coaches, and I see on social media, I'm sure you do, Martin, so many people have got their own individual goalkeeper pages where they're posting their training footage and stuff to show people, and sort of it's like a shop window. So I think that's a hard bit now, not just for coaches, because there's loads of them, but for goalkeepers themselves as well.
Yeah, no, that's very true. There's so many different people out there, that's for sure. And it's finding the right content as well, isn't it? Like, I always referring people, they're always asking where you can get different training drills from, maybe session plans. And your advice for anybody looking for a decent session plan, they're maybe not that privileged to be at an academy at the moment. They might want to put something on, but that when they go training, they might want to take their dad with them, maybe a teammate. Is there any sort of resources that people can go to kind of grab sort of session plan ideas from?
Yeah, obviously we've got our sort of philosophy pack that we give to the people who sign up to the academy. But myself and Asmir are speaking about some stuff that we can sort of showcase more of. So we've put some videos of the sessions we've done with Asmir's academy and the senior boys on the pages for people to have a look at, so they can always take those. Yeah. But I definitely encourage, if you're going down the park with your dad, cousins, whatever, that whatever you're doing is beneficial for you, because a lot of people just do stuff because they see it, but it might work for Alison, but it might not be what you need at that moment in time.
Yeah.
So for the younger goalies, I think repetition, but keeping it fun. So making sure you go through the core techniques, but there's an element of challenge in that for you.
Keeping it fun is important, isn't it?
It's massively important.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. There's more stuff coming in here, Jack. I'm going to try and get some more questions.
Go for it.
To you. Jack was a top. There's a nice comment from Rob Jones 94. Jack was a top goalkeeper coach from a young age. Seeing him work with the 8+ keepers at the time and still managing to do individualized sessions and keep it interesting and engaging is class. So you've had some really nice comments come in here.
He's going to have to say that because he's my best mate. He's going to have to say that.
Loads of people are saying thank you, great advice. Jack, have you ever thought about doing a YouTube with posting sessions for us young goalkeepers?
I have. It's something myself and Asmir speak about. To be honest with you, I'm not the best at filming. There's some sessions I've gone to and I'm so engrossed in the session that I have forgot to maybe turn the camera on at times and stuff. But it's something that I think we'd like to do. But obviously we've got, like, you've got your page, I've got my own page, Asmir's page, the academy one. So it's something we'd like to definitely set up, and I think it would be good.
No, it would be really good. That's that. I think I've pretty much asked you all the questions about coming. If there's any more, guys, we're going to be here for a little bit longer. Just put them in the comments box, and I will ask away to Jack. I want to talk about gloves as well. What AB1 gloves are you wearing? I did see a comment a little bit further about what cut are you wearing as well.
These ones. I'm terrible with names, sorry, that is really bad, I should know. But I wear these ones, and I wear the new ones, that are the black and yellow ones.
Yeah,
so
the Neros.
Yeah, the Neros, that's the one, sorry. Them ones are good.
You prefer a lot the negative cut?
Yeah, I think so, definitely for match day. I'm sure most goalies are, but I'm quite superstitious. I have to wear my gloves literally until they're worn out. These ones for training. They're not out of the pack yet with this style, and then obviously the Neros for matches.
Yeah, the Neros are really nice. Do you find the negative cut gives you better hand-to-ball contact as a keeper?
I don't know. I've always liked the gloves tighter, just so it gives you. I hate having to play around with it during the game. So, I think so. But yeah, that's individuals again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those ones. But obviously, everyone likes the new gloves that have just come out, so I can't lie and say yeah.
Yeah, there's still a huge amount of people buying the icon that you pulled out a minute ago, the orange gloves. There's the ones worn by Asmir. They're still so popular. I think the grip's incredibly good as well, so it makes that massive difference. I've loved chatting to you today, Jack. It's been really good. Loads of people saying the gloves are amazing really as well. It's been great getting you on. If there's any other questions, guys, just quickly chuck them on before Jack goes. Like I said, I will record this so we can refer people back to it as well. I think everybody's kind of asked the questions that I was going to ask you anyway. I had it all typed out before we come on, and I kind of I think everyone's.
It's weird being on the other side of it, because usually I'm doing these each week for like the goalkeepers. So yeah, it is weird being on the other side of it.
Yeah, you did a feature with Shannon Lynn last week. For anybody tuning in, we had Shannon pop on the show here before Christmas. If anyone wants to catch up on your chat with Shannon, whereabouts do we go to watch it?
Yeah, so we've got like a Google Classroom page for, like I say, the people who've signed up to it. But if we do put a YouTube thing up, which is something we might look at doing probably in the summer, we'll probably put those on there as well. Because we've had some good ones. We've had Shannon Lynn, we've had, who else have we had? We've had Eves McAlamby, who played for Wickham, and Hibernian. Oh, we've had so many on there. Off the top of my head, I've gone blank. We've had probably at least 10. So, yeah.
And would you use the content and push it out to the keepers within the academy?
Yeah. So definitely we try and get them on so they're live ones, but I think it's something we're looking to do external, because I'm all for sort of trying to create that goalkeeping union and for everyone to join in. Yeah. So even though it's stuff that we obviously do for people who attend regularly, we definitely want to put some stuff out for everyone.
Yeah, there's a family, an AB1 family, we're all one. There's a huge amount of people tuning into the show weekly, and everyone's looking for top tips, aren't they? Everybody wants to improve their game, and no matter what level you want to get better. Jack, it's been a pleasure having you on today.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, awesome. What are you doing during lockdown at the moment? How are you keeping yourself sort of active and busy without sort of coming into contact with people? Are you finding it difficult?
Do you know what? The difficult bit was the start. I think now we've got used to it, because with Asmir's program, we've got stuff on every night for the goalkeepers. So on a Tuesday, we've got like a task that we introduce, like an analysis task. Wednesday is a live session that you can do indoors. Thursday is the Q&As, and then Friday we've got like a yoga session. So those are good. That's like an external person. It's actually Coles's daughter who does the yoga stuff, so that's really good. Jade, she's brilliant. And then in terms of that, just been running really and trying to keep yourself ticking over. Yeah,
that's brilliant. You obviously when you're not in lockdown, you getting your goldie gloves on most days, Jack, by the sounds of that.
Yeah, so every day, and that is actually every day. I've got little breaks within the day, but every day, and then obviously Saturday I'm playing myself. So yeah, it's nice to be on the other side as well, playing. I found that it was something I sort of had to do, because you're coaching so much and you're not actually playing, because I did take about 2-3 years of not playing at any level out, just to keep yourself involved in it.
Yeah, no. So how old are you now, Jack?
25, nearly 26.
So you've got plenty of time to keep playing. Yeah, you need to keep playing. keep your hand in for a fair bit longer. Yeah,
I know. Buffon's putting me into shame. He's like 42, and he's more flexible, I think, than I've ever been.
He's incredible, isn't he? He must be doing so much off the field, hasn't he, to keep in the condition that he is, and to still be producing what he's producing. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and I think especially within that team, obviously you've got Chesney, who people when he was at Arsenal were questioning him, but now he's probably one of the top ones in Europe. And for him, Buffon, to come in and still play at that level, I'd love to know what his weekly program's like, because he must have rest days. He must. The amount of games he's amassed, I think he's over 1,000 games, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
What a keeper. What a note to finish on. Thank you so much again, Jack. It's been a pleasure getting you on the show today. We'll get you on again.
Yeah, 100%. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was nice to talk football. So anytime.
Loads of people interacted as well. We had good numbers watching today, so it's been a pleasure.
Hopefully, if there's any advice on there that's helped people, like say, obviously they've got sort of myself and Asmir's page, your page. We're happy to help out. So if anyone's got any questions after that, please send them over.
What I should ask for the viewers, to follow you, Jack, on social media. What's your what's your channels?
I think it's up the top, so I don't know if anyone can see that. It's just Jack Hadley, GK, lowercase. That's my sort of personal one, where I put goalkeeping stuff on there from myself to Asmir's stuff. And then we've got AB GK Academy. I think that's what it's under. That's the whole of Asmir's 3 academies. Yeah. Brilliant.
Well, make sure you follow those guys. Make sure you follow Jack as well. Someone's asked me who's on next week. I'm not sure at the moment who's on next week. We're talking.
Buffon,
yeah, Buffon would be amazing. There's a few people. There's a few people I want to get on as well. We're going to sort of do some heritage as well. Maybe talk to some sort of legends of the game. I would like to do as well. There's so many people that I would love to get on the show, but it's getting them on's the hard thing, isn't it?
I know. You've had Asmir and Colsey on, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had Asmir Colsey. I'd love to chat to Petr Cech. He's probably one of my favourite goalkeepers in the last 15 years, 20 years. So I'd love to just sit down and chat to him, but obviously he's probably contracted with another brand, so it would be difficult. But, mate, thank you.
What I will say, sorry, before I go, just one thing before I forget, with the gloves, what's been amazing with the gloves is, although obviously they're unbelievable gloves and the price, like they're so gettable for people, is I've seen them everywhere. I've seen people wearing them in different countries. I've seen them when I've played against other goalies, and they're growing massively. So that's really good, and they're improving each time. So, mate, the work you're doing is unbelievable, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a brand that's going places, that's for sure. And there's some special stuff coming later this year as well. So it's great because Asmir is so hands-on as well. As a brand owner, he's trying and touching everything, and he has such an input on a day-to-day basis, which is, I love working with him. I'm not just saying it because I'm working with the brand, but I absolutely love it. Every day is brilliant.
That's great, isn't it? The work's great, and I love following it all. So yeah, keep it coming.
Thank you, mate. Best wishes. You
too.
We'll catch up later in the year.
Yeah, definitely. Take care. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jack. Cheers.
See you later. Bye-bye.
A massive thank you to Jack Hadley that's joined us this evening. That was an awesome chat, all around coaching and goalkeepers' lives. So it was brilliant to get a great insight from a top quality goalkeeping coach, and I hope that you can take away from that some really good inspiration and also some ideas as well. I will look forward to joining you guys again next week, 7 p.m. Instagram Live. Ask Martin GK. Send me any questions you may have, or anybody you would love to see on the show, or any ideas you might have for this weekly show. Make sure you send them in. It's martin@asmir1.com, or just chuck a comment in the box below. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you next week.